story because there's sometimes as much to be learned from the gathering as from the news itself. Please join us.
Saturday mornings at 7 on KSJE Farmington.
Hello, I'm Antonia Gonzalez with National Native News. Tune in to our headline news service for stories about Indigenous communities across the country and around the world. Hear about top concerns facing Native nations. Tribal history, language, and culture is also part of Indigenous life. Check out our headline news service to learn more. Tune in here for National Native News.
Weekdays at 5:55 on KSJE Farmington. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, your community hospital with a rich heritage that dates back to before New Mexico was a state. We've been improving the health of the Four Corners since 1910. As a nonprofit hospital, San Juan Regional Medical Center is a values-driven organization. We strive to deliver on our mission to personalize health care and create vitality and enthusiasm in healing. We are here for you when you need us, offering a comprehensive range of inpatient, outpatient, and emergency care services. 10 minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Friday morning, April the 5th. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Michlin, and thank you for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM, the information and cultural beacon of the Four Corners, broadcasting from San Juan College. Special good morning to our viewers who are also watching our visual radio program on the KSJE Facebook page and YouTube channel this morning. Welcome aboard, everyone. It's good to have you along with us. Coming up, a busy hour ahead. We have a couple of things we want to share with you. Lots of great information as well. In just a few more moments, my guest from the San Juan College Center for Student Careers and Employment will be here. There is a big career and internship fair coming up later this month, and we'll be talking about that and more in just a few more moments here on KSJE. Then later on this morning, we will be talking about the Chokecherry Springtime Trash Cleanup event that is planned for tomorrow out in Chokecherry Canyon, and we'll actually be in the canyon showing you some of the trash that we have found out in the canyon, so hopefully you'll join us for that. Again, another great visual radio program where we can actually show you some of the trash in the canyon if you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube. We'll round out the hour, as we do on Fridays, with a check-in with Wally D from Wally D Sports. She is going to get me up to date on all the prep sports activity of the past week, so that's coming up this morning about 8:50 right here on KSJE. Switching gears a little bit at 9 a.m. after the news. Mick Hess will be here roving with the arts, and today Mick is completing airing The Ballad of Baby Doe, that opera that he started last Friday for us. He'll be wrapping that up today on today's program beginning at 9:06. Skip ahead to 12 noon today. It's our Friday Spotlight program. My guest is Thomas Heuser, the music director of the San Juan Symphony, and of course this is Symphony Weekend in the Four Corners. We'll be highlighting and previewing the Symphony Mahler and the Titan that you'll be hearing Saturday evening here at San Juan College in the Henderson Performance Hall, and Sunday afternoon at the Community Concert Hall at Fort Lewis College. So tune in for that today at 12:06 on KSJE. And of course at 12:30 it is our storytelling program produced in cooperation with our friends at the Farmington Public Library, Cuentos, Hana, and Tales. And you'll hear that today at 12:30 right here on KSJE, so we hope you'll check that out as well. Again, you can always check out more about our programming by going to our website at ksje.com, and it's also where you'll find our regional events calendar and just a few events I want to pass along to you on the radio this morning. Again, we have a Healthy Relationships Toolkit series happening later on today right here at San Juan College at the Zia Conference Room. Our spring art exhibit, our student art exhibit, opening reception happening tonight at the Henderson Fine Arts Center Gallery here on campus. Vagina Monologues also on stage tonight and tomorrow at the San Juan College Little Theater. We also want to remind you about the Farmington Museum Foundation Benefit Navajo Rug Auction that is taking place this weekend. And of course, play at the Tota Theater, Tuesdays with Maury and A Way Back, presented by Theater Ensemble Arts. So that is happening this weekend as well. Many, many more things, including, of course, the symphony concert. You'll find the details on our regional events calendar at KSJE.com. Well, let me turn to my guests who are here with me in the studio for the first part of the program this morning to talk about upcoming career and internship fair here at San Juan College. Jill Bishop is here. She is the coordinator of the San Juan College Center for Student Careers and Employment. Jill, good morning.
Good morning, Scott.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. It's great to have you here. Also joining us here in the studio is Brad Maxwell, and he is working with the Pathways for Students grant here on campus. Brad, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for being here as well.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
And let's talk a little bit about this event that's coming up, Jill. And this is a big springtime career internship fair, correct?
Yes, yep. So this year we're combining the career fair with internships as well. So last year we had them separate events, but this year they'll be combined. It's one of our larger events. We have about 80 employers and veteran services that will be attending this year.
Great.
So it's going to be a large event.
It is a large event. And is that more than you've had in previous years? Or how does that stack up to other similar events?
Yeah, so last year we had about 60, so definitely quite a few more employers this year.
Okay. And they're offering all types of different job opportunities, I suppose, correct?
Yes, so we have full-time jobs, part-time jobs, seasonal internships that I mentioned. We'll identify employers that are hiring for internships so students know which kind of employers to seek out for internships.
Right.
And then we'll also identify employers that have a veteran hiring preference.
And that's important too.
Yes.
And I know we offer a lot of services for veterans here at San Juan College, and your department's no different, right? Your center.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, so veterans kind of know, which employers to seek out for that.
Right. And again, it's happening on April 18th.
April 18th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And it's in the Henderson Fine Arts 9,000 rooms here on campus.
Okay, so kind of a one-stop shop, right? And you're telling folks to dress accordingly and bring resumes and all those important things, right?
Yeah, so you definitely want to prepare yourself for success. So make sure you have your resume prepared. Bring lots of copies of that, and then make sure you're, dressed business casual because you'll be meeting, face-to-face with a potential employer.
Okay, even for an internship.
Even for an internship.
I should still look good.
You should still look good.
Right? Okay.
Absolutely.
It's been a long time since I had an internship, but I'm trying to remember. But that's good advice, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of folks, maybe even students, don't maybe think about that when they're looking for an internship. Is that what you find? I know you deal with this every day.
Right, yeah. So first impressions mean a lot. I mean, it's kind of a unique chance for you to go up to an employer face-to-face and introduce yourself. And so if you make a good first impression, they remember that. You want to, shake their hand, introduce yourself with your name, kind of, what your major is, what industry you're interested in, and kind of how their opportunity, how you're interested in that opportunity.
How you could fit into their spot, perhaps,
Absolutely.
right?
Yep.
All
yeah.
that. So
yeah.
that's important. Very good. Brad, let me turn to you a little bit and ask you a little bit about your involvement with this event, too, and your work with this grant on campus, because I know it's a big, we hear about guided pathways a lot with trying to help students and help them figure out kind of the career path, which is what we're talking about, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. So I help direct the GPS grant here. It's
Guided Pathways for Students.
Yes, sir. Guided Pathways for Students. It's a Title III federal grant, and we've got money to help first-time, full-time Native American students succeed not only in school but in their career.
Okay. Now, when you say you have money, are you just handing it out down there? Do I need to stop by, or what's going on? Are you helping with scholarships or books? Or
I would love if that was the case, but
right.
Yeah, we could all use some of that. No, what we do is we apply our grant monies to programs or events like this career fair.
I see.
And
Got it.
to help build, the students' resumes. And then we also use the money for other non-cognitive supports that'll help students progress through college and then into their career.
Do you get into some advising and counseling type of things as
Absolutely.
well to help these students? So that's
Absolutely.
what you're using it for as well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, perfect. And then I know you, Jill, have another event coming up, or several actually, to help people prepare for your internship and career fair, right? And that's another couple of events that we want to talk about as well this morning, right?
Yes. Yeah. So prepare for the fair workshops. There's one April 11th and April 16th. So right before the job fair. So at those workshops, we'll kind of give you some tips on how to be successful at the career fair. It's pretty fun. We have you practice your handshake and practice your elevator pitch, which is kind of like your 30 to 60 second personal commercial. So it's how you would kind of go up to an employer and introduce yourself.
And that's important, right? Because again, you mentioned that first impressions. And so if someone says, well, tell me about you, and you're like, oh, well, I'm a people person. That's about all I could say.
Right.
That's not a good first impression, perhaps,
yes.
right?
And I think there's nothing more awkward than for an employer at a career fair than someone just coming up and staring at them or asking, what do you do, or kind of questions like that. So if you go up to them confidently, shake their hand, say your name and kind of a little bit of your background and your interests, I think it just comes off a lot better that way.
Right, and that elevator speech, as you mentioned, is what it's designed to do, right? And why you call it that is because you only have 30 seconds maybe when you're in an elevator,
right.
And so you have to get your speech down in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
More or less.
Think about the time between floors. How would you introduce yourself to someone? So personal selling things that you need to kind of practice. So
right.
What you can also use in an interview like that, kind of tell me about yourself question.
Exactly. And you mentioned even getting to practice the handshake, and that's another important part in the business world, right? And it kind of has to be that Goldilocks type of handshake, not too soft, not too strong, right?
Just right.
Yeah. How do you figure that out?
Yeah.
I don't want to break someone's hand, but I don't want to come off as a wimp either.
Yeah, you got to have some confidence, definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they can practice that.
We can practice that
at
all
these
at the
events
workshop.
too.
Yeah, so they're the 11th and the 16th are the next ones, and they're from 12 to 1 in our office, which is in the West Classroom Complex in room 1717. So they're a fun workshop, interactive.
Very good. And do folks need to sign up to get spots, or are you okay with just showing up?
Drop in, and we can accommodate a few students.
And it's open for students or the community?
Students and community, whoever would like to kind of prepare.
It's available to everybody.
Yes.
Within the sound of our voices this morning. If you can get here, you can talk to Jill.
Yes.
Okay. That's great. And so, again, the next two times, April 11th and the 16th, and ahead of this event on the 18th.
Yes.
Is what we're talking about.
Yes.
So, terrific. And you spend about how much time with them? How much time should they give for this?
About an hour. Yeah,
okay.
About an hour. We do kind of a presentation, and then the rest is interactive and kind of crafting your elevator pitch, and then we'll practice with the other people in the workshop and then with us as well.
Okay. And for folks who are watching us this morning, we're showing you the poster for this event. You've already had two of these. You had good turnout earlier for the first two?
Yeah, we had a couple of students at both of those, so we hope more as we kind of get closer to the career fair.
I've heard it said that students procrastinate sometimes. I don't know who said that. I don't even know if it's true, but I just think so. Maybe at the next two you'll get a few more.
Yeah.
I don't know
we
if
hope
that's
so.
true, but
we hope so.
That could happen. Brad, let me turn back to you a little bit about the grant and the Pathways grant that you work with and the opportunities for students and others, right? And I guess when we think about students, and of course here at San Juan College, it could be traditional student, non-traditional student, somebody coming back because they want to make a career change, or maybe they're being forced to make a career change. It's all of those categories and probably a lot more, right?
Absolutely, sir. There's definitely a diverse range of different kinds of students.
You can work with all of them, right?
We have various different things throughout our program that could help any student on campus. The advising and coaching portion of our program is we're focused on first-time, full-time Native American students.
Okay.
So that'd be their first time in any kind of college setting.
But that could be right out of high school or an older person, too.
It could,
that
absolutely.
has never come to college before,
absolutely.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, if you're, got a job out of high school and, in the oil industry perhaps. And,
right, which happens.
That's kind of stalled out a little bit and you're looking to go back. And you're nervous and you need that, you just need that person to kind of take that first step with you and help you along your way.
Sure.
We're the perfect program for that.
Got it. And we hear a lot, I hear a lot, you hear a lot, we all hear a lot here on campus about student success. And this is one of those programs that is here to help students succeed in whatever they decide to do. If they're taking a new certificate course or maybe getting ready to transfer to a 4-year institution or whatever the case may be, it's programs like yours, I think, that really do help those students succeed, and it can be kind of scary thought to come back to school or go to school for the very first time, as you're mentioning for your key group there, the first-time students.
Exactly. It's intimidating for anybody. I remember going back to school, and I'm pretty confident person, and I remember the intimidation. So we've got a really great program, and it's the best thing about it is it's a grant, so it's free to students. Whereas, on other campuses, bigger universities, my sister's going to school here next fall. So we're looking at a bunch of different things and different supports for her at the university she's chosen. So they offer something very similar there to what we do here in my program. The only difference is those students have to pay $3,000 a semester for it.
Yikes.
Huge chance for people here to come in and get a free support that helps you figure out your pathway, set goals to get through it and get through it successfully, and then move on to your career perhaps a little quicker than your counterparts who aren't in a program like this.
Right. Which is important too. And I know we hear stories a long time about folks who maybe are coming to San Juan College and they're thinking about a career study, and then they maybe change gears or try something else, and they're just here for maybe a longer time to get their 2-year degree than just 2 years. And so a program like yours can maybe help them really focus and get in and get out if they really want to get into the job market.
Exactly. And that's one of the main objectives on our grant, is to get them from start to completion a lot quicker than what's average, and to provide supports for them to do so. So that saves them money, gets them into the workforce quicker. That's good for our community. It's good for them, gets them earning potential quicker and a chance to move up the ladders
Very true
as well.
Very good. Jill Bishop, let me turn back to you a little bit about this career and internship fair. And so again, we talked about career opportunities, but internships too, and that's an important thing for college students, maybe to get some experience, get their foot in the door, make some of those business contacts, which are so very important.
Yeah, and it also kind of gives them a chance to maybe explore a career in their field and see if that might be a good match for them. Sometimes students find out that it wasn't quite what they thought, so it's good to kind of find those things out early before you kind of go through everything and you're entering into a job that maybe you didn't know how it was going to be.
Sure, right. I mean, the glamorous world of morning radio is just as glamorous as I always thought about. So it's totally lives up to everything you've ever heard, everybody. Yeah. But that's important for students to be able to figure this out. And again, in making those connections too, isn't it a lot about who you know in addition to what you know?
Yes, yeah, good contacts, good references, networking in our community. Those are all important things.
Very good. And again, we're talking about the Career and Internship Fair, everyone. It's coming up on Thursday, April 18th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. here at the San Juan College Henderson Fine Arts Center, open to everybody.
Everybody, yes.
Not just students, but...
Not just current students, but graduates and community members as well. Anyone looking for full-time, part-time, seasonal, or internship opportunities, or veteran services as well.
Right. And so, and again, you told me earlier how many employers you have signed up to come?
Yep. So we have nearly 80 employers. I kind of have a few I wanted to point out. So
sure.
For our School of Energy students or graduates or anyone in that field, we have some hiring managers from Exter and from Houston coming, and we have also from Freeport McMoran. They travel from Arizona to come here, so traveling a little ways to come recruit our students and graduates.
Nice.
That's exciting.
Okay. Which tells me they may have job opportunities in their companies.
Yes.
Or are expecting to have openings.
Yes, yeah. So they do have and all these employers are currently hiring.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, that's a requirement to come to our fair.
Nice. So you got 80 folks who are currently hiring.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and our trades and technology students and graduates or people in that field, we have kind of a variety: web, automotive, Four Corners materials, a lot of law enforcement.
Right.
Here, so U.S. Border Protection, all of kind of the Farmington Police, Fire, San Juan County Fire Department.
All of those have openings.
Yeah.
And we'll have folks here to talk about the jobs and what they're pertain to.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Yep.
And Anybody else you want to highlight for us?
Pesco, Great Clips, our health science. We have Centura Health from Durango, Tuba City Regional Healthcare, Sage Memorial Hospital, a variety of home health care agencies. School of Business, we have Citizens Bank, Santa Ana Star Casino, City of Farmington, Wells Fargo, and then we have some kind of math science internships and things like that with Raytheon, Southwest Conservation Corps, the USDA, and NAPI.
Okay. Wow. You really have a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, that's really
a
big
good variety.
A big variety, exactly. And should reach out to, again, I think almost all departments on campus from what I was trying to pay attention to as you were going through the list there. So that's great. And again, it's open to students and community members, and it doesn't matter if you're still a student, if you're not quite done, you can still check out these opportunities.
Anyone can come, totally free event, 10 to 2, stop by anytime between those hours, and
right.
We'll have plenty of employers there.
It's kind of one of those drop-in type of events, right? You don't have to be here right at 10 and stay all the way till 2.
No, whatever works with your schedule.
Pop in and pop out and visit the ones that are pertinent to you and your interests.
Yes.
I would think.
Yeah. And we'll kind of have them grouped by industry, so it'll be easy to kind of navigate.
Okay. And the internships, talk to me a little bit about those, because I had a few back in the day at radio stations and TV stations and things like that, and so they can really help to, again, help you figure out what you want to do in the career that you're choosing.
Absolutely. Give you kind of a first-hand experience of how that kind of industry works, or what you would kind of do on a daily basis. They're also really good to build experience for your resume. So it's awfully hard to find a job without having some sort of work experience on there. So an internship is a really great way to build that experience.
Right. Very true. Brad Maxwell, let me turn back to you a little bit about, again, the work that you do with the students that come to see you, and do you talk about internships or career options with them when they're talking to you in your office?
Absolutely. One of the biggest things we do is we have a program that we've purchased. It's a career assessment program, and it allows students to go in, and not very long, takes about 45 minutes. They have to answer various different questions related to their personality, interests, what they're good at or feel like they're good at educationally, whether that be math, science, things like that. And then it gives them suggestions on different career choices, degrees that are connected to those career choices, not only here, but at our transferring partner schools, and so on. And then we also have a sister program to that. It's called Virtual Job Shadow, where students can go in, or community members, and view a job that they're interested in and actually see a professional do that job.
Interesting.
Through virtual.
Cool.
So yeah, it's got a lot of good resources, and just looking for more students to utilize them.
Right. It seems to me like the job market these days is a lot more competitive. There's a lot more options out there for folks to be considering, and it seems some of these jobs maybe that'll be around a couple of years from now we haven't even thought of yet, because things are changing just so quickly in technology and other types of things that are coming forward. Is that what you all find in your line of work?
Yeah.
I do, yes.
Right.
I mean, we'll go through some of those programs, and there's degrees in there that I'm like, wow, you could do this? Like, that would be fantastic. Like, where was this when I was deciding what to do? But no, it's a fantastic resource, and it gives them a lot of useful knowledge to plug in to help them make school and career decisions.
Sure. Jill Bishop, same question to you. I mean, again, when you're talking to folks who come into the Career Center here at San Juan College about, I don't know what I want to do, and you're like, well, there's maybe some jobs out there that we haven't even thought of yet. But you've got the skills, and you can probably fit into a lot of these different things with the skills you get in your classes here.
Absolutely. Skills you get here, and then maybe thinking about if you're like a career changer, how the skills you already have can transfer to different industries and different careers there. So there's just a wide kind of opportunities there.
Sure.
So
And again, I know you provide services, both of you, for both younger and older students, as we said, traditional and non-traditional students. So we hear a lot about some economic challenges for our region, and maybe some folks are thinking about changing careers or looking into another opportunity. And these are the types of services that you both provide, I think.
Yep, yeah, absolutely. And our office can help with resumes, cover letters, filling out job applications, preparing for interviews. So kind of all those like career services
right.
that I need help with.
That's important. And again, I know a lot of these jobs are I was surprised you mentioned resumes, because I thought everything was online these days, but still that paper resume can still be a good tool, can it not, to have
I think,
ready to go?
Yes, having kind of a working document resume, because things can change quickly. So I think that's important to have a good solid resume, whether
right.
you're uploading it online or turning it in person.
But I know you give advice too on the online applications too, right? Because aren't there do's and don'ts about some of those things we should be doing?
Yes, yeah. So, and I think a lot of people get frustrated with online applications. That's what we kind of see in our office. So, just staying organized, I think, helps. And it is rather time consuming, since you have to fill out everything, even if you're uploading a resume. So just kind of being aware of those things and staying organized.
Good point.
Yeah.
Some good advice. Brad, any final thoughts from your area? Again, this Pathways Grant is a great opportunity for folks to come in and get some, who are students here and who meet your criteria, to get some help from your office?
Yeah, there's multiple different programs
right.
and resources that we have here. I mean, we offer some, Jill offers some. We all work very well together. I think just in closing, it's just, if you're a student or you want to be a student that's thinking about school but's nervous about school, come talk to us. That's who we want. That's who we want to help.
Right.
That's what we're here to do. And we've got lots of resources to help and calm nerves and set direction. So.
Good advice. Very good. Well, again, it is coming up, these events that we're talking about, everybody. There is a Prepare for the Fair event coming up April 11th, and again on April 16th here at San Juan College at Jill's office there. It is the Center for Student Careers and Employment. That's what I'm trying to say, right? I got it right. Eventually. Again, April 11th and 16th from noon to 1, and then the actual career and internship fair is on Thursday, April 18th from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. in the 9,000 rooms of the Henderson Fine Arts Center. Thank you both for coming this morning.
Thanks for having us.
You're very welcome. Thank you both very much. Jill Bishop and Brad Maxwell, my guests here on KSJE. I want to check in on the weather real quick as we talk a little bit about what to expect for the rest of the day today, and also on into the weekend. It's a partly sunny day out there today, and that's going to be the forecast. We're showing you, if you're watching our visual radio program, this is the food pantry for deer in Brownville, Maine. It is breakfast time for the deer, and there they are. They are having a little bit of breakfast there. It's 24 degrees there in Maine, a little bit warmer here at San Juan College in Farmington, and we are expecting, as I mentioned, a partly cloudy day today with a high temperature of about, it's going to be around 60 degrees. I'm looking for my forecast, and I don't see it. But there it is. Now I found it. 66 in Farmington today. Maybe some rain tomorrow with a high of 61, and then sunny and warmer for the second half of the weekend. 66 on Sunday, 72 on Monday, and 74 with sunshine by Tuesday. Back with more in just a moment. This is KSJE.
Social media, elections, and fake news.